what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Louie's Firearm here, where we talk about, learn about, hear about, or just shooting firearms. And the topic of today's discussion is dry firing. Why is it important to dry fire? Because as you can see in my last video, I thought I was pretty good with firing my handgun. I thought I was more than pretty good, honestly. I thought I was great with firing my handgun. I am pretty good, but not at every target. Every target, I'm not as strong as I thought I was. I thought I was real good. I was like, wow, I didn't know I wasn't as good as I thought I was. So what I've been missing out of my practice, in between going to my range, just shooting out. Now with the AR and with the shotgun, I'm as good as I thought. I'm pretty better than what I thought I was with the shotgun, but with the AR, I am pretty good. I love the way my aim is with the AR. It takes a little bit longer than what I like, but my aim is definitely good with the AR. The handgun, I do not like my aim with it. So I'm here to show you guys how I do my training. I don't know why I stopped doing my in between the range training, but I did. And I'm gonna show you guys how I do my training. And the training is dry shooting. Dry shooting is so important to your aim on your handgun. Even if you're not good with your shotgun, if you're not good with your AR, whatever weapon that you are using, that you're comfortable with, that you go into the range and you want to get better at shooting these and aiming these firearms, then this is where you go. This is what you do right in your own home. You don't even have to go nowhere. You don't have to go outside. You can do this in your own home every day for at least 10 minutes a day. You can do 5 minutes if that's all you have. But let me show you guys a quick routine, and we're going to touch into more topics of just dry shooting. I'm going to touch into of loading your pistol, holding your pistol, because a lot of people do not know how to handle their pistol. They do not know how to hold it to aim properly. So I could teach you how to dry shoot all day, but if I'm not teaching you how to hold it, it's senseless. So I'm going to touch into them two topics about racking your pistol. Racking your pistol is so important. Sometimes if you have to range, you don't worry about it. But if you home and you defending your home, you're not going to have one in the head at home. I do not suggest that at all. Do not ever have one in the head in your home unless you know you under immediate danger. Do not keep your fire pistol at home with one in the head. Do not do that. And if you don't have one in the head, you got a loaded clip. You put your loaded clip in. You rack it to get that one in the chamber. I'm going to show you the proper way of racking your pistol to get that one in the chamber. So we're going to touch over them couple of topics. We're going to end it with some dry shooting. And I hope this helped you guys out there to get your aim, to get your handling your pistol, to get comfortable with your pistol. I hope this helped you guys out there. And then I'm going to do this at the beginning of the video. Please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing a lot more lessons to you guys. I'm definitely learning right along with you guys. I know how to shoot a gun. I know how to aim my gun, but I'm learning right along with you guys. I'm not at my max of knowledge of handling my gun, but I'm trying to get there, and I'm going to bring you guys right along with me. So let's jump into this. So first thing first, everybody out there that's watching this video, if you are trying to learn something about your pistol, first thing first, make sure you and everybody around you are safe. Now, I do got it loaded, but there is nothing in the chamber. Nothing in the chamber. Make sure she's empty. Nothing in the chamber. Make sure you open it up. You can lock it if you want to. Open. No bullet inside the chamber. Make sure, please, keep everybody around you safe. And make sure she's empty. So, first thing I'm going to touch up on. Let me empty it out. How to load your clip. How to load your clip. I always have a speed loader, so I don't worry about loading it. But I was in a range the other day and I saw a guy trying to load his clip, and I was like, wow, this is I don't want to say it. It was kind of embarrassing. They were struggling. He was struggling. It was about 3 guys, and they were struggling to get their bullets inside there. And I was like, listen, if you can't get the bullets in one by one with your hand, please just go get a loader. Just go get a speed loader, and that will settle all of your problems with loading your guns. You don't have to waste all your time in the range trying to load up so that you could go shoot, and you spending more time loading than you spending actually emptying your clip. So to load your clip, easy. First thing you do, your first shot. You put your first shot, you put the back of your bullet in. All you do is push down on the spring. Once you got it lined up, take your other hand, and your other hand holds it in place and just push in. That's how you do all of your shots. Now with the second shot, what you do, because the spring, the first shot, your holder, your stopper is below the track that you got to get your bullet in, so you don't have to push nothing down. Your second shot, you have to push your first bullet down. Put your second bullet on top of there. Once you get it lined up, when I say lined up, I mean lined up in that little groove where your bullet could sit like this, and you hold her, give a slight push down on with your other thumb, and just push it in. And that's how you do all of your shots. You push down, slide it in. Push down, take the back, you holding your bullet all the way at the back of your bullet. You push down, get it lined up in place, push it in just a little bit. You going faster than what I'm showing you, but you push it in just a little bit. This thumb takes control to hold it down, and you just push it in. It's so easy. It's so easy. Do not struggle putting your bullets in. Do not struggle putting your bullets in, trying to do it with one hand, thinking that you're doing it with one hand. You are not doing it with one hand. It's so much easier to use 2 hands. First hand, push down on the bullet. Second hand, push the bullet in place. Third hand. Take both of your thumbs, push down and push in. And that's your load up of your clip. So easy. Do not struggle with your clip, putting them in. If you cannot work your clip good enough, just go get a speed loader and get your bullets in that way. That's one topic. If you did not catch that, please just rewind it back and just see what I'm doing. I'll show you one more time, just for those out there that didn't catch it. One more time. If I did it any faster than anybody could actually catch on to it, I'm going to show you one time again. Your first bullet, you push down on your stopper, get your bullet in that groove that holds the bullet. Your second thumb is pretty much just holding it down. Push in. Second shot, push that bullet down with your second thumb, slide it in. Easy as cake. Push down, bullet in the groove. This thumb takes over, holds it down, push it in. So, and as you see, loading up a clip, it's about 35, give or take, 35 to 40 seconds, even if I'm taking my time. That's one thing. One thing right there. That's step one. That's step one to getting comfortable, getting into your gun, learning your gun, loving your gun, right? Second is after you load up, you put your clip in. I'm not going to put my clip in because I'm not racking a bullet inside the chamber. You put your clip in and you want to load your gun. You want to rack a shot into your chamber. So a lot of people thinks that when they loading their gun, number one, when you loading your gun, your index finger, your trigger index finger, do not hold the gun on the trigger. Your finger is always straight on the gun until you're ready to fire. Do not try to rack holding the trigger, because if you pull back and pull that trigger, you do not want to do that. Especially if you already loaded, you don't want to play around with your finger on the trigger doing anything other than firing. That's the only time your finger should be on the trigger. But when you racking up your first shot, a lot of people think that when they racking a firearm, that they actually pulling back on a hammer. You're not pulling back. You're not pulling back. That's not the action that's being taken. The action that's being taken is the grip that you have on the top of your hammer is a little groove so that your hand, if you try to hold it up here, your hand will slide. That's what them grips back always, the grips that's always in the back, that's what those is for you to get a good grip on it. And when you rack your chamber, you're not pulling back. You're pushing forward. You're holding with the top of your hammer is being held while you push forward and then let it go. You grab it, push forward, let it go. Grab it, push forward, let it go. Do not pull back. Don't pull back. Don't think you're pulling back. Even if I try to pull back, my mind is not allowing me to pull the hammer back. My mind is allowing me to push the bottom of my gun forward. That's how you rack your shot. And when you rack your shot, this is not a movie. This is not a movie. In the movies, they have their fake guns and they pull a hammer back and push it forward. This is not a movie. Do not do that. When you pull your rack back, let it go. Let it snap back on its own. Because if you think about it, how is you going to hurt your gun? How is you going to break your gun? You can't break your gun by racking it, because when you shoot the bullet, the gun automatically racks itself. This is part of the action of your gun. So when you rack your gun, you gotta be mad at it. You gotta pull that shit back, let it go. Like that. Get used to it. Pull it back, let it go. So that's how you rack your gun. Your first shot, rack inside there. You pull back, let it go. That's how you assure that that bullet that just got up inside the chamber is there and is secure and is fully clipped on, and you can let off your first shot without worrying about any backfiring or anything with your gun. So that's the second step of how to handle your pistol, right? Now let's jump into the third step. We're going to get to that dry firing and why it's important for the dry firing, but I got to build you up to get to dry firing and holding your gun to dry fire. So step number 3, holding your pistol. Holding your pistol. A lot of people don't know how to hold a pistol. I done seen people holding a pistol, they hold it like this and they try to hold a hand under the bottom. All kind of weird ways people is holding them, and they holding it and they not 100% holding the pistol to actually aim properly. Because aiming is more than just looking through your sight to the aiming at your target and looking through the sights to aim. It's more than that. If you holding your pistol wrong, when you go to fire, your pistol slightly turns side, either turn left, turn right, shoot down, shoot up. It's all about how you're holding your pistol. Because if you're holding it too much around, then when you go to shoot, the force of you pulling the trigger is going to pull the gun slightly to one of the sides or down or up. So the proper way of holding your pistol, what you do, you hold your hand out, you have your hand out, you hold your hand out. This little loop, the center of your loop, you cuff that into the back of this cuff right here. You cuff that in the back of your pistol. You take your index finger, you hold your index finger straight, your thumb comes around. Your thumb should be, if the gun is perfect for your hand, your tip of your thumb will be just into your trigger area. The bottom, your other 3 fingers, wrap on real tight, hold it. Your second hand, the palm of your hand, that empty area right there, the palm of your hand, slide it right there. Put it right there in that empty hand. Take your 4 fingers on the bottom and cuff them to hold that other side, to ensure your hand is being hold, this hand, your action hand is being hold tightly. Your thumb, you do a crisscross on your thumb, lock that thumb on top of the other one, and you're holding your pistol 100% tight enough, right enough, straight enough to aim that pistol and shoot properly. When you're ready to fire, put your hand on the trigger, pull the trigger. When you pull the trigger, you aim, you pull the trigger slowly. Slowly. If you yanking your trigger, your gun is gonna go like this. And it's you gonna move the gun before the gun even shoots. So when you move the gun before the gun shoots, you're never gonna hit your target. That's what dry firing is for. Now we into the main topic of this episode. Dry shooting. Why is dry shooting so important? Dry shooting is so important to know so you will be comfortable. One, you'll be comfortable with shooting your gun. Two, you can ensure that you're holding your gun properly. And three, you can aim and keep your aim when you're pulling the trigger. If you not keep your aim when you're pulling the trigger, you're never going to hit your target. And I didn't know this when I was shooting at the range, and I was like, I can't hit my headshots properly. I can hit my body shots properly, but not the headshot. The headshots, I was aiming, and when I was firing, I was jerking the gun before I fired. So it was aiming down slightly, it was aimed to the left slightly, stuff like that. So that's why it's important to dry shoot. And when you dry shoot, what you're trying to do, you're trying to aim your pistol, shoot, and keep the pistol steady. Steady. You don't want to, if you dry shooting and you aiming and you going like this, that ain't your gun kicking. You ain't got a bullet inside there. That ain't your gun kicking. That's you throwing your gun as you shooting it. You throwing the gun. You actually throwing the gun as you shooting it. That's not shooting. That's not shooting. That's not aiming. You're not hitting nothing that you want to aim. You might be aiming in that straight line, but you're aiming down. You might be hitting the floor on the side of the range. You don't even know where it's going because you're not holding your aim steady. So dry shooting, that's why it's so important to dry shoot when you're at home, so you can look and you can see what mistakes you're making while you're at the range. You know? Now, if you dry shoot and if your shots is like, okay, you shoot, you aim, and you know, the best way to get your aim 100% when you're practicing dry shooting is the racket. Aim, fire, racket, aim, fire, racket, aim, fire. And if when you aiming and firing, if your pistol is moving, see, you can aim and fire. That first shot will be messed up, but the rest of your shots will be good. You don't want that. You want to rack, you want to get into your position, aim, fire. Rack, get into your position, aim, fire. Every shot should be persistent where your pistol is being held straight. When you aim, you shoot, it stays right there. Your hand is not jumping around every time you pull a trigger. Once you get comfortable with that and your trigger, your hand is steady, your aiming is steady, you pull the trigger and it stays steady, your dry shooting is working. Take it to the range and try it in the range. Exactly how you do it inside the home, do it in the range. And if you're new to this, your problem going to be is when you aim and you're ready to shoot, you're gonna be looking for the sound. You're gonna be looking to feel that your pistol kick. If you've been to the range enough, you shouldn't, when you get inside the range, you shouldn't flinch when somebody else is firing their gun, whatever they shooting. I don't care how big it is. It shouldn't be a flinch when you hear it. It shouldn't be a flinch. You know, that flinch is when you get your gun, you flinching yourself when you're shooting your gun. You waiting to hear that bow. You should not be waiting to hear it. You should be expecting to hear it. It should be something that you want to hear. Bow. Oh, let me check my aim. Is my aim on point? So once you comfortable with your pistol and you could just jump up and bow. So if you want to try it in your head and make the noise yourself, bow. Do it. Do that. Whatever it takes for you to get comfortable with hearing that shot. I would suggest, if you're not used to hearing the shot and as you shooting and you want to pull up, when you pull a trigger, you expect it. No, don't expect to hear the shot. Surprise yourself. Take your gun, hold it up, aim, pull the trigger real slow until she go off. Let the shot be a surprise when you let it off, so that now your body is comfortable with surprise and hearing the shot. Then once your body is comfortable, you can just pick up the gun and you don't care about the shot. You care more about aiming and hitting your target. So I'm going to end this one like that. I think this one would help a lot of people out there because honestly, when I first started in the range, my biggest problem was holding my pistol right. I knew how to load it. I knew how to rack it. I was comfortable with hearing the gun shoot, but holding the pistol was my problem. So that was holding me back from getting a good aim. So once I found out how to hold a pistol, then I could get my aim okay. I thought my aim, like in the beginning, I said I thought my aim was better than what it was, but it wasn't, because all I was doing was going to the range, blah, 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 blah. I'm shooting all I want to. I wasn't actually practicing and seeing actually how my aim is. So once I said, you know what, I'm not going to the range just to shoot around no more. I'm going to range, I'm going to do routines. And I want to see what my aim look like when I'm doing these routines. And I'm going to do these routines until I'm so good with these routines that when I go, body, head, I'm hitting one side. I'm no longer going for the body in the center. I don't want to hit my bullseye in the body no more. I want to hit one side, let's say 8 on one side, 8 on the other side, and when I get to the head, bullseye. That's how I want to get it. And if I can get that perfect, I'm good enough where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable. Now I could go around I could go to the range and play around here and there, but I'm trying to get my aim to that point and body, head. That's how I want it, and that's how I'm going to get it, and that's how I'm going to practice at home. I don't care if I got to lay my paper out on the wall at home and practice body, head. That's what I'm going to do. Dry shooting is so important to your aim. Try it out. Tell me if it's right. Tell me if it works. If it don't work, shoot me in a comment. Tell me it don't work. Let me know it don't work, because it definitely works for me. It worked for me in the past. I stopped doing it. And now I'm just going to the range and just playing around. And now I'm back. Now I'm doing my actual routines. And I see how bad I am with my handgun. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it all week. And I'm going to catch y'all next week when I go to the range and show y'all how it worked for me. So I'm out of here with that one. Definitely subscribe. Hit that notification so that you can see when I'm uploading these videos, giving you a little bit of knowledge, giving you a little bit of fun at the range, especially with the shotgun. And comment, man. Comment, talk to me, because I talk back. So until the next shootout.